House Democrats are staying in Washington, D.C. to work on the next steps in President Trump's impeachment inquiry. There are several steps along the way, including a Judiciary Committee vote, a House floor vote, and finally a Senate trial. This comes as the White House gets prepared to fight back. Callie Jackson has the latest.
They seem to be saying, unless Donald Trump writes out, "I bribed Ukraine," the evidence will be insufficient.
Democrats this morning arguing after days of public testimony, it's obvious the president tried to trade military aid to Ukraine for investigations into the Bidens and 2016 election that would help him politically. And now a new report says hundreds of White House documents show extensive efforts to generate an after-the-fact justification for the decision to freeze the military aid and a debate over whether the delay was legal, according to the Washington Post, citing 3 people familiar with the records. NBC News has not reviewed those documents, the White House not commenting. It comes as Congressman Devin Nunes, the top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee, is now facing questions himself about whether he met with a former Ukrainian prosecutor in an effort to investigate the Bidens.
Bottom line, were you in Vienna with Shokin?
Yeah, so look, Maria, I really want to answer all of these questions, and I promise you I absolutely will come back on the show and answer these questions.
That allegation, as reported by CNN, coming from the lawyer of an indicted associate of Rudy Giuliani. Giuliani, the president's personal lawyer, making headlines of his own now for these comments.
I do not discuss my conversations with my client. You can assume that I talk to him early and often.
Yeah.
And have a very, very good relationship with him. I've seen things written like, he's going to throw me under the bus.
Right.
When they say that, I say, he isn't, but I have insurance. We are very good friends. He knows what I did was in order to defend him, not to dig up dirt on Biden.
Giuliani later tweeting he was being sarcastic. President Trump deriding what he calls the impeachment scam and retweeting comments about a new book detailing the origins of the so-called Steele dossier, opposition research compiled by a former British intelligence officer on then-candidate Trump. The book, Crime in Progress, written by Glenn Simpson and Peter Fritsch of Fusion GPS, the company that commissioned the research, with the authors pushing back on GOP criticism they aim to spread salacious rumors about President Trump.
It's logically inconsistent that they would allege that we're part of a Democratic hoax when most of the investigation, at least the first half, was paid for by Republicans.
And that was Callie Jackson.